When the two woke up in the morning, Vine called her mother asking her to request her father to meet her once. She truly wanted to apologize and convince him. Vine had a hard time trying to convince Jungkook to let her go alone, but the man was not ready to listen. So, as the two stood outside her home, she typed in the passcode and entered in nervously. Jungkook put a hand on her back for support and a reminder that he was still here. The two went in and came across her parents. Vine's mother was sitting beside her husband, and it seemed like she was really trying to keep him calm. Vine's mother, oh, you two are here. Take a seat. Vine took a seat, and so did Jungkook. Jungkook, if you have a problem with me, I will fix it. Your daughter truly wants your happiness, and I will do anything for her. Vine's father, all you can do for me is to leave her alone and go live your life. How selfish you can be when you are aware she has a whole career ahead. She is the sole heir to my business. Jungkook, she can continue her hairline if she'd like, but I see you're not aware she has no plans to do so. Vine's father, she is young and she will learn soon how much of a bad idea it was. And Vine, you cannot depend on a man who is nice to you today. Ryan, Dad, I'm not depending on him. I was always interested in medical studies and helping people. This is what I wish to do. I already received calls for an internship. I'm so near to my dreams. Ryan looked at her father and he was disappointed, which she feared. She came to convince him not put her dreams over his wishes. Ryan, I'm sure the board of directors can vote for a better CEO than me, who is willing to benefit the company and not planning to escape all the time. Ryan's father, you're still not marrying him. Ryan put his hand over Jungkook's thigh to keep him calm. She knew how much this angered him, and she was right when she felt the tension in his muscles ready to explode. Ryan's father. He might be a powerful person, the world dreads, but a single mistake will bring him down to his knees and end up in prison for a lifetime. Or if not, he might end up losing his life. He has a ton of enemies. Ryan, you're ruining your life. If something, he just brought out every insecurity Ryan had, which took Jungkook a month to convince her that nothing like that would happen. Ryan took a few deep breaths. Her insecurities, that took a lot of courage to hide, started rising back on the surface. She could feel the little soft circles Jungkook's hand made over hers. The old Ryan would have drowned in anxiety by this point and ran out of there, but it was her, the one who loved him past every insecurity. Ryan, if something like that happens, I can handle it. Because something that is not certain might happen in future, I won't let go of the person I love and the person who loved me beyond every limit. Please accept him. You are really important to me. I beg you. Don't put me in a place where I have to choose one of you. Ryan's mother. Honey, please. Ryan, I will take over your business. Jungkook. Ryan, stop it. Ryan, if you accept him, I will give up on becoming a doctor and lead your business and give you my best. Ryan's father. I need to know he won't ever get in between you and my business, and I will gladly accept you and him. She knew how much it affected her. She felt her heart getting stormed at by someone so mercilessly, but she kept her expressions calm. Her father didn't pick her misery, and even if he did, he decided to ignore it, whereas Junko would never accept any pain thrown towards her. Hell, he wouldn't let her give pain to her own self. Wine, he won't. That's me assuring you. Jungkook smiled and wrapped his arm around her shoulder. Jungkook, of course, you can rest assured. Wine's mother, have lunch with us. Jungkook, thank you, auntie, but we have plans for today. Next time, He stood up, extended hand for wine, which she took. He could feel her hands shaking, which she secured properly in his big ones. He didn't want the hell of her father to see her weakness. He took her out and helped her in his car. Jungkook, hey, look at me. It's okay. It's going to be okay. He cupped her cheeks, kissing her head, and she simply nodded, not wanting him to take the blame to any of this. Little did she knew he knew ways of protecting her and her dreams with or without her knowing. Fine. I'm fine. Let's go out somewhere nice. Since I have nothing to do anymore anyways. Take a day off for me, please. Jungkook could tell how hard she was trying not to cry. Her tests were near. She was supposed to go home and prepare for them. At one side, it only strengthened their love, knowing he was above her dreams, and on the other side, it hurt him, seeing her giving up so quickly. Jungkook, alright, princess, man at your service. He pulled her on his lap and adjusted her so he could drive while she stayed in his arms. The whole day, Jungkook made sure she forgot about every worry that troubled her and only focused on the happiness. It was 10 p.m. when Mayan's father had been returning home after getting late from his work. He had his eyes closed as he rested his head against the back seat of his car. But when the car stopped, he realized it was not his home, an unknown empty road with no signs of life. Mayan's father, where are we? Before the driver could utter a word, there was a knock at the window. The car got unlocked on its own and he was dragged outside. He tried to free himself, but the man holding him was way too strong and buff. He saw another car at a distance, and his blood boiled seeing her daughter's boyfriend leaning against the car bonnet so casually. He hated this whole deal for this. He knew what Vine was getting herself into. Vine's father. So, now you're showing your true face. Jungkook, relax, dear father in law. We're only here for a peaceful conversation. Vine's father. I have no interest for. Jungkook stepped forward till he stopped in front of him, his hands going to the elder's collar, fixing it along with his coat. Expressions calm yet threatening. The whole aura he and his men provided had to be bone chilling, and it took Mayan's father a lot of courage to hide the fear creeping up his bones. Jungkook, I don't care about you or your business. Unfortunately, my woman does, and her problem is my problem. You're going back and will invite her over to dinner. Bring out your sweetest smile and tell her she can pursue her dreams and marry me as well after her own choices, and that you love and respect her every decision. My father, you cannot threaten me. Jungkook, I'm not done yet. A sudden tug on the tie by Jungkook which tightened around the elder's throat stole his ability to talk. Jungkook, you're acting smart because you know I won't hurt you or Vine will leave me if she finds out about this. Which is partially true. Jungkook pulled his hands back and slipped them in his pockets. Jungkook, but what you're not aware of is I can burn the whole kingdom you built your whole life in front of you. You won't be able to prove it that it was my doing. Above that, as a topping, I might get you behind the bars that you oh so badly wanted me to be, for destroying your own business and cheating a several respectful businessman out there. Jungkook, basically a living hellhole you will never be able to escape. And that's all because you are trying to take my woman's happiness, which was never used to give. Jungkook, was it too much to provide her with warmth and affection a daughter always dreamed of receiving from her father? Now that she finally found it, you want to snatch that away too? Jungkook smiled when all he received in return were two eyes burning with anger and hatred towards him. He was willing to see what her father was ready to sacrifice now to bring the two away. His phone rang, and the separate ringtone he had set for her brought even a bigger smile on his face. It was now his time to enjoy the mock, and he loved the way it worked. Jungkook, well, excuse me. Seems like my lady needs my attention. I will see you tomorrow over there. Right, dear father-in-law? He pat the elder's shoulder twice and walked towards his car, picking up the call. Wine. Jungkook, we need to talk. The way continued.